Twitch, so I checked it from my phone just to make sure. All right, so let's do some yoga. I'm excited. Okay, so if you just woke up, you just got out of bed, and you're ready to do some yoga, here we go. My name is Diana, here for some Grace Yoga. Just make sure that you're safe to do yoga, you've consulted a doctor, you've done everything you need to do, and that we're here and we're gonna be safe. Get flexibility, build some strength. I've been practicing yoga for 20 years and I got certified about 3 years ago. I've been teaching since then. So, all right, welcome. Let's get started. So, first, find an easy seated pose here. You may need some blocks, you might want a strap and a mat. I'm sitting on a blanket just to help elevate my hips up a little bit while seated. And they'll come in handy when we do like other things, other poses here. All right, so we're going to place our hands by our side. Feel the fingertips. Just let your fingertips come to the mat. And let your shoulders relax away from the ears. For my dogs. No. Guys, stop. Go. No. Sorry. Go to your little house. Go to your little house, please. Or not. Okay. Kind of in yoga, you just kind of take whatever life throws at you and you just work with it, kind of going with the flow. So right now I'm going with the flow of having my little dogs here. You may have other little ones running around at your house or something else going on. So the most important thing in yoga is to breathe. Some of the positions that we and poses that we get into are challenging and some are easy. Nothing should hurt. Would you stop that? All right, and if anything feels painful, you just come out of the pose. So right now we've got our fingertips on the mat. Shoulders feel like they're relaxing away from the ears. Deep inhale, let the breath fill the abdomen, the lungs. Let the crown of the head float to the sky. Shoulders relaxing down. Jaw soft. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Good. You can inhale in through the nose. Maybe exhale out through the mouth. Maybe your eyes are closed. Maybe they're open. Notice the quality of the breath. It's like I'm fogging up a mirror. So that kind of sound. Now let's try that with our mouth closed. So inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the nose, keeping the mouth closed with that sound. Very good. Do that again. Very nice. On your next inhale, let your arms float up to the sky. And as you do, just feel all the muscles, the arms, the forearms, the upper arms, exhaling down, the hands stretch, fingers wide apart, exhaling down. That breath where you're kind of constricting the back of the throat, fogging up the mirror is called ocean breath. In Sanskrit, that's called ujjayi. All right. Placing the hands on your knees. Have the shoulders rolled back and down. So inhale up and exhale back and down. Good. Just going to begin to sink the right ear toward the right shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck. Maybe set your intention for your practice. A good intention is I will be gentle with myself. So, meaning not forcing, like as we're here, we're not just forcing the ear down, we're letting the muscles elongate. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale, draw the navel into the spine, lift the crown of the head up, exhale out, inhale in, exhale to the other side. Good. So I start to feel this even in my upper arm here. Start to stretch the muscles up this arm and shoulder and into the neck. Feels really nice. All right, sending the crown of the head to the sky. All right, keeping the palms on the knees. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, send the shoulders back away like you're sitting up nice and tall, having an arch in the back. Maybe the shoulder blades feel like they're coming together, and then as you exhale, we'll round the shoulders forward. Good. Inhaling forward, opening the heart. And exhaling, rounding. Have you ever heard of cat-cow pose? This is a seated cat-cow. Syncing this with your breath, exhaling, rounding forward, inhaling, opening the heart. Good. Tucking the chin here, lifting the gaze just a little bit when we open the heart. So we're not looking up at the sky, we're just opening the heart. Exhale, rounding forward. Good. All right, and coming to a neutral spine. I'm going to place the left hand down on the mat. Send the right arm out by your side. Inhale that arm up overhead and begin to gently walk that hand that's planted on the mat out just a little bit, beginning to stretch the side body, your right side body. So your right hip may want to come off the ground. So you're going to press that right hip down, reach the fingertips over. You're doing really great. Continuing to follow the breath through this pose. Deep inhale, and as we exhale, sweep that arm up. And as you do so, you mean you're engaging muscles along the right side body. Let's do the other side. Inhale, that left arm up overhead, reaching over. I'm glad you're here this morning. Did you just wake up as well? It seems like when I first start this practice, my voice sounds a little like, I just woke up. Inhaling here, exhaling, sweeping the arms down. Good. All right. Now we're going to go turning forward. I'm in the center of my mat, so I'm going to move back just a little bit so that I can extend my legs out nice and long. And it's a good idea to have a blanket here, or you can even have a block or something just to lift up, just lift your seat up just a little bit. Extend the legs out nice and long. Have the toes pointed up toward the sky. Have a nice long spine here. Inhale up. And exhale, keeping the spine straight. Reach up and forward. And take a deep breath and exhale the hands down. Good. You don't have to have your hips lifted like this. If you don't have any props, you can do it without it. But if you do have something nearby, feel free to use it. And just take your attention to your neck here. And I'm walking my knees back and forth, so go ahead and walk your knees. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg, and switch. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Don't worry, we're going to get up. We're going to get moving here in a minute. Just trying to get some blood flowing into the body. All right. Now, we're going to come up off of the off of the seat from seated. We're going to come up to standing. If you have a blanket on your mat, go ahead and remove that out of the way. All right. I don't know if she's going to stay if I move her. You're so good. Good girl. Let's get over here. Stay. She might wander off or back. All right. So coming up to the front of the mat here. Arms down by your sides. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, forward fold. Just walk the knees from side to side here. She's my best friend. Yeah. Inhaling to halfway up, opening the heart forward, sending your shoulders back and down, planting your hands on your knees or thighs, exhaling down. Bend the knees, sink the hips, nice and deep here. Inhale the arms wide, keep a straight back. Send the arms up overhead, meeting in chair pose. Here we go. Starting to warm up the body. Good. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, press the feet into the floor, straighten the knees, reach the arms up overhead, maybe mini back bend here. Exhale, swan dive down. Walk the knees back and forth. We're just starting to warm up the body here. If you want blocks, you can place blocks right by your feet so your hands can rest on them if they don't come all the way to the floor. All right, bend the knees, sink the hips down, straighten the spine. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, send the arms forward and up, keeping like you're going to sit in a chair. So this is called chair pose. You'll feel your quads tightening here, tensing, because they're providing a lot of integrity in this pose. Inhaling and exhaling through this whole thing. So it's not like gritting our teeth, trying to get this pose. We're just deep inhale and exhale, the whole thing. And on your next exhale, straighten the legs, send the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Just take some nice, gentle movements here, moving my shoulders from side to side. Maybe you look to the right and to the left, stretch the neck, roll the shoulders. Good. Roll them the other way. Good. Inhale the arms up overhead. Open the heart toward the sky. Exhale down, forward folding. Planting the hands on the block if you like, walking the knees. Once again, so we're just going to do the same thing. Here, let the head hang heavy. Let the neck be nice and relaxed and soft. Deep inhales and exhales. And on your next exhale, bend your knees, sinking your hips down, straightening your spine, bringing the shoulders away from the floor, and inhaling the arms up. And then exhaling that out, staying in chair pose. Let's do it for 4 more deep breaths. Are you able to sink your hips down lower? If not, that's okay. Does it burn like crazy? Then come up just a little bit, okay? And your gaze is just forward, forward. All right, and on your 4th exhale, straightening the legs, bringing hands to heart center. And I'm getting something out of my eye. I don't know what's in my eye. All right. Inhaling the arms up overhead, exhaling hands to heart center. Got something in my eye. Sorry, wish that'll go away. All right, so then we're going to step back with our right foot. All right, step back. Keep that heel high, hands at heart center here. This is the base of crescent lunge. So I want that back heel to be pressing back. Good. And inhale the arms up overhead as we meet in crescent lunge. If you'd like this to be more challenging, you'd have more distance between the feet. okay? If you want it less challenging, you'd bring the feet closer together. That's what's so amazing about yoga. You can make it as difficult or as easy as you would like to. And most everything does have a modification. And on your next exhale, send hands to heart center. Shift the weight toward the front and step up. All right, let's do that on the other side. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to step back. Starting to feel a stretch in the front of that back thigh, so the hip flexor. If you're a runner, you may feel this a little bit more because we use that muscle a lot when we run. I used to run. I always wanted to run even a half marathon, but the most I was ever able to get was 10 miles. Oh, anyways, I ended up quitting. Like, not quitting for good. I'll maybe do a jog here and there, rarely, like if I have to jog across the street, but I do like it. I really liked it. Inhaling here and exhaling in crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center, shifting your weight toward the front foot and kicking off the back foot and floating up. All right, shake that out. All right, inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to heart center once again, stepping back with the right foot, planting the right heel down. Make sure that both heels are in one line with each other. All right, so back leg is straight, front leg is forward. Hips are about 45-degree angle, like if this is here, so kind of pointed toward the side. So your left hip's kind of pointed toward the front corner of the mat. The back one is not quite pointed to the back, but just kind of open back. So inhaling here, and then as we exhale, we're going to send the left arm forward, right arm back. So this is our front. Our gaze is toward the front bent knee side, but our gaze is over our fingertips. Perhaps the front middle finger. A warrior two here. Good. Deep inhale and exhale. If you'd like to sink further into this pose, you can shift your back leg backward. Make sure those back toes are pointed out toward a 45-degree angle toward that way, okay? Deep inhaling and then exhale, send the arms up to the sky, straighten the front leg. Excellent. Exhaling, warrior two. Inhaling, sending the arms up to the sky. Lean forward. Inhaling up. Exhaling back to warrior two. Inhaling up and exhaling to warrior two. Straightening the front leg. Now step up closer with this back leg just a bit. Make sure those toes are still pointed out, kind of a 45-degree angle to your right. Keep the arms parallel to the floor. Shift the hips back. Reach forward. And then we're going to turn so that the front arm comes down to the leg and the back arm comes up. You can grab a block, placing your hand on the block wherever feels best for you. So the block can be here, can be here. Your hand can be on your leg if you don't have a block. And if you're flexible to the point, and some people are very naturally flexible, to just go ahead and come down to the floor. Now, if you notice, when I do that, my spine starts to round. So we don't want that. We want the ribs and the spine to stay at a straight angle there. So for me, I would say it just depends. At first, maybe the highest setting works, because then I really start to feel it in this right hip. Well, it's my left hip, your right hip. I really start to feel it there. So see how customizable just this one pose is. And if that doesn't work, I can even place it up here. Okay. Starting to warm up. On the exhale, bend the front knee just slightly. Inhale the arms back to parallel. Send the hands to heart center. And then we're going to bend into the front leg. Kick off of that back foot and step up. Good. All right, so we're just going to walk to the other side, taking a block. You won't need two, just one. All right. So hands at heart center, just getting a different perspective. This will be our new front here. Inhaling the arms up overhead, exhale, forward fold. So sometimes when we're in a situation, inhaling up and we can't find the solution. We just needed a different perspective. So this is that different perspective for this pose. So inhaling the arms up overhead, exhale, hands to heart center. All right, and then we're gonna step back with that left leg. Keep the heel nice and high. No, I'm sorry, we're gonna plant that heel down. We already did that on the other side. Plant the heel down and then just check in with the heels. Make sure they're in one line here. So deep inhale, exhale for a greater challenge. You'll have your feet further apart. So inhale the arms parallel to the floor as we meet in warrior two. Just gonna scoot my leg back. The front toes are pointed out toward the wall. The back toes are pointed out at a 45-degree angle away from your body. Okay. All right. Just starting to get into this front hip. Deep inhales and exhales. So your gaze, once you've got your pose down, go ahead and take your gaze out in front of your middle finger of your right hand. And then on your next exhale, we're going to send the arms up to the sky and straighten the front leg. Good. Exhaling down or inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhaling up. Notice I turn my palms up toward to face each other as they raise to the sky and turn them back toward the floor as I come to warrior two. Good. All right, here we are. So now we're going to straighten the front leg with arms still parallel. Step up that back foot just a bit. Just check in, make sure your heels are still in one line. Then you're going to begin to shift your left hip toward the back wall. Reach forward like you're trying to reach for something out there. Then turn both arms so that the front arm comes down to the leg. The back arm comes up to the sky. You can grab your block and use that as the base for your hand. Finding your edge, finding your place that works for you. That may be up here. Placing the hand on the shin, on the thigh. You may feel that your front leg is starting to lock out. I felt that quite a bit. I still feel it, so I have to engage this front leg. Put a micro bend in that front knee and breathe. Notice if poses start to get hard, like hard. Maybe it's just too much if your jaw starts to tense. And maybe it's too much. We need to come out just a bit. Is your neck tightening up? Just take your gaze down to the floor. Straight ahead. Good. On your next exhale, bend the front knee and bring arms parallel to the floor. Good. Bring arms together to heart center. And then we're going to turn on those back toes. Kick off of the back leg. Shift your weight toward the front and step up. Good. Shake that out. All right. So practicing tree pose. Fun. Okay. Balancing. Tree pose is a balance pose. All right. So we're going to shift the weight over to the left foot. So you're just stepping forward on the left foot and step up, and then the right foot starts to come up, but then just stay here. Like, see, this is your balance, and see if you can stay here. Hands come to heart center. Have just the toe on the mat at first, okay? Begin to bend the knee up and just test the waters here. Just test it. And then begin to turn that knee outward, planting the sole of the foot on the inner shin or calf, above or below the knee. Make sure not to put your foot on your knee. There's some ligaments here that you need to protect, and do not smash on them. Or mash on them. Sorry. All right, and you can keep your toe on the mat. That's perfectly fine. If you put your toe on the mat and have your heel just above the ankle, this is still tree pose. This is just a modification. You can place the sole of your foot on your shin or above the knee. And smile. Think of your intention. Use your elbows for balance. Maybe inhale the arms up and grow the branches of the tree pose out. Ooh, become a swaying tree. Bring hands to heart center. Gently raise the sole of the foot away from the base leg, and then place the right foot back down and shake that out. So you might feel some tension here in the leg that was supporting this pose. So you can just shake that out. You can rotate the ankle, point and flex the foot, shake it out. We're going to practice tree pose on the other side. All right, fun. So bring hands to heart center, and then you're going to step forward like you're going to take a step onto your right foot. And then pretend like you're going to lift up your left foot like you're going to take another step, but then stay in midair here. And if you're balancing and wobbling, that's fine. That's normal. That's great, because it means you're working new muscles that you need to work. It's good. It's really awesome. This is why yoga is so awesome. So you can plant the toe on the mat, plant your left toe on the mat, left heel on the ankle. You can stay here. Or you can exhale, lifting the sole of the foot, placing the sole of the foot on the inner shin, calf, lower leg area. Or you can lift your sole of the foot above the knee. So just not on the knee, same thing on the other side. Breathe. It may help to look at a still point on the floor, or think of the word balance. Or you might fall out, and that's okay. And this is why we're here, just to kind of explore. And then lift the arms. Grow the branches in our tree pose. Good. And bringing hands back to heart center. Woo. I'm definitely less balanced on this side, which that's completely normal. Sometimes we can do these poses like so awesome and excellent and have no problems, and then other times it's just like something's changed. But we're beings that change. So okay, we're gonna rotate the ankle of the supporting foot coming out of tree pose. I'm just gonna check the time. Good. Excuse me. All right. So how was that? How did you feel? All right. We're going to transition down to the floor. I'm going to bring my blocks over to the new front of the mat. So this is on the left side. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling, forward fold, swan diving down. Walk the knees back and forth here. We're going to plant the hands on the mat and then step back one leg at a time. Okay, we'll meet in high plank. Good. Rolling shoulders back and down. Deep inhale. Take your gaze in front of your mat about an arm's length. So that really encourages you to open your heart forward, roll shoulders back and down. Press your toes into the mat and rock forward about an inch or so, moving your shoulders from over the palms to over the fingertips. Inhaling one direction, exhaling the opposite. So small movement here. All right, and then we're gonna lower down. Bending the elbows, keep them hugged in toward the ribs. You can come down to your knees if you need. Point the toes, press yourself up. Inhaling up to up dog, where the soles of the tops of the feet are on the floor. Tuck the toes under, send the hips to the sky to downward facing dog. Walk the dog here, sending one heel of the one foot to the mat, and then switch, bending one knee, and then switching. Good. Deep inhale, and then as we exhale, we can come back into plank. I'm shifting my feet back so you can adjust your feet so that you feel comfortable, so that your shoulders are just over your palms, and that your hips and heels and shoulders are in one line. You can bring your knees down to the mat if it just starts to feel if it just burns too much, okay? Inhaling here, and then exhaling, lowering down. Pointing the toes, pressing the palms into the mat, inhaling, lifting the chest, hips, thighs, knees off of the mat so that only the tops of the feet are on the mat. You can alternatively do cobra. So cobra would just be where you don't lift your hips off of the floor. You can just come up to cobra, and cobra can be here where your arms kind of are at a 90 degree, your chest barely lifts off the floor, or it can be here. And then tuck your toes under, press your hips up to downward facing dog. And we're going to do that 2 more times just to build strength in plank. So deep inhale and exhale, coming over the shoulders into plank. Rolling shoulders back and down. Exhaling, bending the elbows, coming down to the ground, pointing the toes. Inhaling, pressing your way up to up dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, exhaling up, the hips up to the sky. I'm gonna adjust my mic because it feels like it's coming out of my ear, which is common in downward dog. I'm still glad you're here. I'm glad you found this channel. Please follow me so you know when I go live. I do plan to keep a schedule. Right now my schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Friday at 6:15 Eastern time. Okay, last plank here. Inhaling and exhaling. Rolling shoulders back and down, coming into plank. Good. Gaze is in front of the mat about an arm's length. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Keep them hugged in toward the ribs. Hover over the floor for just a moment and then release down. Deep inhale, and then as you exhale, lift the shoulders away from the mat, coming into cobra, or if you'd like, up dog. And exhale over the toes, tucking them under, coming into downward facing dog. Very nice. I don't know about you, but even on those warriors and triangle poses that we're doing, where we're keeping our arms parallel to the floor, I think that was a pretty good workout. Pretty good. I'm really glad that you're here. So excited to be doing Grace Yoga on Twitch and then sharing it, hopefully maybe to other platforms. All right, we're coming into tabletop. All right, so inhaling, sinking the abdomen down, lifting the crown and the head to the sky, exhaling, rounding the back, tucking the chin and tailbone under. Just take some breaths here in one pose and then the other. This is cat pose, and then inhaling, to cow pose and taking some breaths. Maybe moving shoulders from side to side. Maybe moving hips from side to side. All right. And then on your next exhale, you're going to round the spine, tuck the chin and tailbone, and inhale back to cow pose. Exhaling to cat pose. Inhaling to cow. Very nice. Sinking the hips back, walking the hands forward. So this is child's pose. You can have a blanket, a bolster, a pillow underneath your hips. If they don't come all the way down to your heels, it's completely fine. Just breathe. Walk the hands forward a little bit more, stretching all the arms all the way down to the shoulders. Does anyone practice insight timer meditation? Meditation is an awesome tool to help the mind to relax. And I'm on Insight Timer. Insight Timer is a free app. Walk the hands back. Walk the hands back all the way to the feet. Let the palms be face up. Take deep breaths here. This is also a good pose because it massages the major organs in the body. Yeah, Insight Timer, free app. There's a meditation type called Yoga Nidra. I call it time travel yoga or time travel meditation. Because when I started, it felt like it was 5 minutes, but it was actually 30 minutes. And that's because it's so powerful to help you. And I think I was actually just drifting in and out of consciousness, kind of like when you go to sleep and it doesn't feel like it's been that long. Deep inhale and then exhale. Go ahead and place your forearms or your palms on your back. Palms up, palms down. Just kind of gently rub your back, pat your back. Good job. Did a great job today. Let your hands float down. I'm going to come back up, rolling over onto finding an easy seated pose. Good. Very nice. Sit nice and tall here. Now we're going to extend the legs out long. So we did this stretch at the beginning, but we've done a few downward facing dogs and stretches. So just checking in here to see where you're at. Nice tall spine. Inhale the arms up overhead. Reach forward and up. And just check in to see, like, can you reach any further from the beginning of practice? Maybe not. Wherever you're at, you're great. You're completely perfect. Just where you're at. If you're here, that's fine. Wherever your hands fall on your legs or feet, toes, or you can even have a slight bend in the knee if you like, because it gets into different muscles. And that's good. It's a good thing. So we don't have to look like the magazines. Our heads don't have to touch our shins or our knees. They can. If they do, that's pretty awesome. You can hook your fingers around your big toes if you like. Your big fingers, your peace fingers. Did I say that? I don't know. And then walk back. Bend the knees up. Place the palms of the hands behind the thighs. Shift back. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, we'll let one foot float off of the mat toward the sky. Really use your core here to hold the leg up. Exhale down. Inhale up. You might feel like your quads are what's holding it, but also feel this no rounding in the back. So nice arch in the back, nice tall spine. Exhale down. And now we're going to try both. Inhaling, exhaling, both legs up. Maybe releasing the hands. Feeling a shake in the abdomen, baby. Maybe, not baby. That's a baby. All right, and then coming down, if you feel any pain or tension in your back, you want to come out of that sooner rather than later. Okay, we're going to extend the right leg forward. Draw the left foot in, cross that left foot over the right knee. So now I was here. I'm going to place that left foot there. Good, very nice. I'm going to hug that knee into the chest. Use your left hand to either hug that knee in between the elbow and then take your right arm and sweep it back. So we're getting into a twist here. Getting some friendly kisses from my dog on my toe. Okay, spine is nice and straight, nice and tall. The extended foot, you might not be able to see it because my dog is there. My toes are pointed up toward the sky. There you go. Now you can keep the elbow here, or if it's available to you, you can place your elbow in front of that knee and have the fingertips pointed up toward the sky, and your gaze will go out toward your right. Good. I have an interested person here. Oh, dog. He's still my little person. Okay. And then as you exhale, we'll hug the front knee, walk that hand that's back to the front, hugging the knee with both hands. Lift that knee over, lift the foot over the knee, extend the legs. So we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Pig. All right. So placing that foot over the knee, pressing the sits bones down into the mat, straightening the spine, hugging that knee in toward the chest, nice tall spine, maybe keeping the right elbow hooked around the right knee, and then send your opposite hand back. Fingertips come to the mat. Can't look at you right now, so hello. Hey, Benjamin. That's good. You can see nice tall spine. And if it's available to you, placing the elbow on the inside of that knee with the fingertips pointed out. I feel like I'm doing this. All right. Hugging shoulders into the chest. So that was just twisting one way. Now we're going to do it the other way. All right. So now we're going to stay on this side and hug that elbow in with the left arm. So now we're our opposite arm and knee. Send your right arm back, and here we go. Very nice. Just a different stretch. You can send your elbow around so that it hooks on the outside of that knee, and then take your gaze out toward your right. Good. Doing great. We're almost done. We just wanted to get in some twists. We did some side stretches, neck stretch, twists. Yoga's pretty cool as it can work out the whole body. All right, and we're going to do that on the other side. So extend that leg out long, draw the left leg up, hug that left leg with the right arm, send your left arm back. Nice tall spine here. Extended toes are pointed up toward the sky. Excellent work today. Continue to breathe. Press the sits bones into the mat. Keep the spine nice and tall. And just notice now we've got, if you'd like, you can place the elbow on the outside of the left knee. Only if it's available to you. Taking your gaze out toward the left, behind, maybe in front of your left shoulder. Good. And then begin to look forward. Uncross that leg. Bend the knees. Place the soles of the foot down. Hug behind, grasp behind the thighs, and then roll down. All the way down. Place the soles of the feet underneath the knees here. Place your hands on the mat. Tuck the shoulders underneath the body, not shoulders, shoulder blades. And then make sure your heels are directly underneath your knees. I tend to have mine in too far, so I think, let me just check in here. My feet. Okay, yeah, see the piggy too. Inhaling here. As you exhale, you'll press your feet into the mat and lift your hips up to the sky. Gently lifting sacrum, back of the pelvis, lower back, mid back if it's available to you. Maybe the bottoms of the shoulder blades, and then maybe as you get up even higher, you can tuck the shoulder blades even more underneath the body. Now, maybe you're not coming up this high, and that's okay. But if you are, if you're here, you can interlace the fingers like just below the sacrum, just below the tailbone. Really opening the heart and breathing. Keeping your gaze up toward the sky if you're here, because if you're here, you don't want to cause any type of tension in the neck. So just keep your neck neutral by keeping your gaze up toward the sky. All right, if your fingers are interlaced, uninterlace them. Place the palms by your sides, shimmy your shoulder blades back to normal, and then from top to bottom, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower your back down to the floor. Slow, slow, slow. Take your time. Apparently it's time to play. No, it's not. It's not time to play. Extend your legs long. Have your heels come out to your sides at about shoulder width apart, and then let your feet flop out to the sides. Again, my name is Diana, Grace Yoga. Please follow me so you know when I go live, and we can do yoga together. It'll be fun. Have the arms out to your sides at about a 45-degree angle. Maybe grab a blanket. Cover yourself up, because it's good if you can stay here for 5 minutes or so, which I won't, because it's, I will afterward, after I end that. But just close your eyes. Maybe if you have a pet like I do who wants to snuggle with you, that's fine. And here we just actually want to completely relax the body. Just relax. Scan the body. Relax the jaw. Scan the heels and the calves, quads and hamstrings, the hips and the back, and the arms. Maybe I will stay here for 5 minutes. Why don't we? What the heck? Let's just go ahead, and if you need to go, you can. But this is a very important pose, Shavasana. I'm just going to stay here. Observe the breath, and anytime the mind begins to wander, just bring it back to your breath. I'll stop talking. It'll look like maybe the screen is frozen, but it's not. I'm going to stay here for 5 minutes. beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Bringing gentle movements into the body, maybe some gentle stretches, pointing the toes, just reaching the arms up overhead. Oh, my shoulder. Oh. All right. Thank you so much for your practice today. All right. Moving here, turning over to one side when you're ready to get up, and pressing yourself up into seated. Hello, little buddy. Hello, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you so much for being here today, for practicing yoga. I'm really excited to keep doing yoga practice. I mean, this is real yoga, and so if you like yoga or know somebody who likes yoga, please tell them about me and about Grace Yoga, and follow me, please, so you know when I'm going live. This is very exciting. It's an exciting time. I'm still in the beta testing phase of this yoga class, so your feedback is important. I didn't have comments. I can't see comments as they come in during the live stream, but you can feel free to comment afterward as well. All right. The divine light and grace that is in me recognizes and so appreciates the divine light and grace that is in you. Namaste. Schnauzer throwdown. Okay, dogs, that's it. Let's go. Be like Mr. Rogers and close the. It's time to go. Start your day. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. See you next time, which should be Monday. Monday, bright and early at 5:15 in the morning, Central Time, 6:15 Eastern Time. Have a wonderful day.